Last night, I went with my neighborhood friends.
This has become quite a thing, I see.
Yeah, there's a group of guys, dads, who they discovered that somebody had never been to a hockey game.
But
so they were like, we're
not,
going to a hockey
this
game.
Is not Lando football flag.
It is.
Flag football friends.
Dads, yes.
Same thing, same group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so we went to what I told Christy this morning was the Sacramento Kings. I was like, hold on, that's not right. It's the LA Kings. She was like, I know who they are. They wear black. And I'm like, dang, you're right, girl.
Well, I found it interesting when you were leaving last night and you said you were going to a hockey game, and I said, a Kings game, which I've never been to, and you were like, yeah, and I was like, how has that slipped under the radar for 12 years that we've been in Los Angeles?
Right.
That
they play at the Staples Center, which is now called the Crypto Center. So when I said that the Sacramento Kings played at the Staples Center, it's kind of like true in a past world kind of a thing. Anyway, listen to this, man. At the end of the game, match thing, they told me, sorry, hockey lovers, you know what, I'm just a newbie. Be patient with me. A dedicated Kings fan in full getup, there with his son, kept leaning over and like emoting to his 15-year-old son about things that were happening. When the whole thing was over, he turned around to us. We were like on the 5th row. It was like really good, really nice seats behind the plexiglass. And he said, you know what, this was a really great game. You guys saw, he could tell that like had never been there before. That based on what we were saying through the thing, me and a couple of other people, I think he picked up on the fact that like we were coming to grips with professional hockey for pretty much the first time.
All you and all the dads?
No, just me and like one other dad that was next to me. And then there were a couple, I mean, one guy's Canadian, so.
Yeah,
and then
it's in his blood.
And then another guy is a physical therapist.
He craps hockey pucks.
Yeah, he does. He does.
All Canadians do.
Right.
That's why their toilets
even
are
their
different.
rabbits shit hockey pucks.
Right. You can see they build a lot of things out of them too, because the way they stack them.
So this guy turned around and he was like, "This is a really good game. A lot of things happen in this game that you rarely see.
A fight?
A lot of them happened. Well, I mean, there was towards the end of the game, there was that situation where they're down by 2 and they don't have enough time to come back. And I'm talking about the
power play.
They took the keeper out.
Yeah.
And they replaced him with another player. So the goal was just left bare ass open. It's just like bent over a barrel back there.
Yeah, right.
With your britches down.
But it's so little that it doesn't really matter.
Or does it? Because so all the action was down here at our end where they were trying to catch up. The Kings won, so it was the other team that was trying to catch up.
What was the other team?
The white one.
You don't know who it was?
It was Edmonton. That's a Canadian team.
Yeah.
Yeah, which anyway, one of the Kings
really paying attention.
Really got the puck, and I'm telling you, he was still on the defensive side of the rink, and he sat there and just like launched it. Shoo!
And it went right in the goal.
Go! That never happens, I'm told. This was after the first fight had occurred.
Oh.
And let me tell you, there was a fight, man, right there, pushing people against the plexiglass. There was a dude like hitting the plexiglass. Like people, I was like, is that okay? And they were like, well, he's being a little obnoxious, but it is okay.
Is that okay?
And then all of a sudden the second fight broke out, 10 minutes later.
How long did they let it go on?
First one not too long, second one a little bit longer. And it was like right there in front of us. That was amazing.
But how committed, my experience with hockey fights is that it's like.
It was like they were smiling a little bit.
It's sort of like, yeah, we're doing this. It's kind of a routine almost. Like, I'm not actually trying to really hurt you.
Well, the thing that my Canadian friend explained to me was, he was like, yeah, that's,
he speaks English?
He speaks English.
Interesting.
I was like, they measure the hits? Like you look up there at the scoreboard and there's the score, which I totally expected. Then underneath it, there was like hits. They count the hits and display them. This is when, a hit is when you have the puck and then somebody hits you, like checks you. Like they measure that.
For what?
Well, he said.
Somebody to bet on?
He said it's probably. He said it was a measurement of like taking a toll on the other team. It's just something they like to measure.
Like Street Fighter.
Hitting each other. So then Will, the physical therapist, he was explaining to me, he was like, there's gonna be another fight. I was like, what?
It's like sneezes.
There's gonna be another fight? I didn't think they fought anymore.
There's always another one.
And then that's when the second fight happened. And then when that fight was over, he was like, yeah, I was like, how did you know that was gonna happen? He was like, well, I could tell that they were getting real chippy with each other. And I was like, I can infer what that means. And then it creates like an energetic shift in the game. So fighting is actually used as a technique to shift the emotional energy, like in your favor. Which I never thought about it.
It's dunk.
Yeah, it's like decimating the other team. Like if you can, and on the other side of that second fight, yeah, I mean the energy was totally different. Another thing, talking about energy that I didn't know about hockey was, he said, if you look, they are subbing themselves out every 45 seconds or so. Like in the middle of play, you'll just see a group of people jump over and then a group of people retreat to the bench. And he said, because they're going at such an intensity that they can only last for like 45 seconds. You can relate to that. Right?
Is this a sexual joke?
Yeah, that was a sexual joke.
Okay, it almost landed.
I don't even think you were listening. It landed. You glazed over, man. See,
yeah. I lost interest. That's
this
why
is the point
land.
where I need to punch you to really change the energy.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, yeah, okay.
So, but yeah, they have to. They're going at such an intensity that they gotta rest constantly, because the game is so fast. Like much respect to the hockeyers.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's better than the soccer. It's like soccer, but a little too cold. I'm gonna dress warmer next time. But it's fast and it's intense.
Could you keep up with the puck?
And then, kinda. And then I'm like, what is that on the ice? There's like something here, there's something there, there's 4 of these things. And then I look up and lo and behold, my friend was right. 2 players had thrown their gloves to the ground.
Yeah.
And then they had their dukes up and they were about 4 feet apart from each other, just squared off like 2 boxers in a ring.
Yeah.
And everybody just started backing away. The ref could have easily just right there in the middle of that and said, nope. Everybody just backed away, made a circle.
That's what they did.
And they were duking. And then they just started like punching each other in the raw face.
But not as aggressively as UFC.
There was blood, dude. No, it's not UFC. But there was blood coming out of the guy's face.
Oh, they'll knock their teeth out, yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. 3 fights. I'm never going back. It's never going to be that good again.
I'll give you $100 if you could tell me what icing is.
Well, let's see. I don't want to spoil it, but I'll tell you on your birthday.
Well, that was your opportunity to say what goes on a cake, and then you would have gotten an easy.
Well, that's kind of what I did, Rhett. Get it? Your birthday.
Oh, that was pretty good.
See, I'm a thinking man's comedian.
I'll give you $100.
Come on, man. You got to. Hey, are you hungover? Come on, man. Come on.
I think
man.
it must be contagious.
Slap yourself.
You know, the interesting thing is that I kind of got a little bit of a inside look at this over Christmas.
Hockey?
This I wasn't even going to tell this story, but now that you're telling it,
you can't resist.
My father-in-law is the official dentist of the Carolina Hurricanes.
And they say the fewer teeth that they have, the better player they are.
Yeah, and we played poker one night. with him.
Don't tell me you use hockey teeth.
And a couple of his dentists and some other guys.
Okay.
And one of the dentists was sitting next to me and was basically saying, "Yeah, I gotta go in the morning." It was like I go in on Christmas Eve or something. He was going in at a time that he wasn't planning on going in because he had to do somebody got their teeth knocked out.
Hockey
and of course he couldn't say who it was. Like he couldn't tell us a mixed company because this is doctor-patient privilege, HIPAA stuff. So he can't like discuss it openly with people like me there. Oh. But he was basically, I got to go in, there was an accident or whatever. But
if I could tell you who he was, you would know him.
Of course, you probably could have watched the game or the match and figured it out. But yeah, I mean, it happens on such a regular basis that, of course, not only is this like a sponsorship kind of relationship, but and by the way, anytime you want to go to, if you're a hockey guy, anytime you want to go to a Carolina Hurricanes game back home, they've got a box because they're the official dentist of
I want to be right.
Carolina Hurricanes.
If I can't slap the plexiglass,
that's a problem.
I don't want to go.
But you get free food.
I don't want to go further away. You know me, I'm not big into food. I'm more into just hockey. Like, it's all about the game to me. At one point, I started talking to my friends about, how often they have sex. And my
during the game?
Yeah, my Canadian friend said, this is the type of thing we should talk about over coffee.
Yeah. I'm glad they're holding you in line a little bit and not letting you dictate that conversation.
Yeah, I'm the low man on the totem pole over there. It's nice because here I just ride high. I get away with everything. Hockey, man.
So they didn't volunteer that information. But if they did, you would now tell it to all of us on a podcast. If they told you how often they had sex.
I got some good data.